If you are a Canadian who frequently visits the United States, there is a major new rule that you need to know. The US has decided to tighten visitor rule for Canadians, and this change could affect nearly 9 lakh people. Until now, Canadians could stay in the US for extended periods without much paperwork. But starting April 11, if you stay in the US for more than 30 days, you will now be required to register with the US government. And that's not all. If you are over 14 years old, you will also need to get fingerprints as part of the registration process. The rule applies to all the Canadians except for a few specific Indigenous groups like American Indians born in Canada under Section 289 of the Immigration and Nationality Act and the members of the Texas band of Kickapoo Indians. This move is a part of a larger crackdown on border security and immigration under Trump's administration. It also comes at a time of rising tension between the US, Canada, and Mexico due to an ongoing trade war. The US has placed new tariff on Canadian and Mexican imports, which has led to retaliatory measures from both the countries. On the top of the concern, the US has been pushing really hard to combat the illegal drug trade, specifically the flow of fentanyl, a powerful and dangerous opioid. The Trump administration has promised to strengthen border security and tighten immigration rules, and this new requirement for Canadians is part of a broader effort to increase control over who enters and who stays in the country. Failing to comply with this new rule could have serious consequences. If you do not register, you could be charged with a misdemeanor, which comes with a fine of up to $5,000 to up to 30 days in jail, or even both punishments combined. This means that anybody who overstays 30 days without registering could face serious legal troubles. While Canadians have typically been able to enter and stay in the US with fewer restrictions than other visitors, this new mandate signals a shift towards stricter enforcement of immigration policy, even for those coming from friendly neighboring countries. This change will impact certain groups more than others. Canadian retirees, also known as snowbirds, who spent winters in former US states like Florida, Arizona, and California, will now have to go through additional steps to just enjoy their seasonal getaway. Business travelers who frequently visit the US for work may find this process tough and time-consuming. Additionally, students and extended visitors will need to ensure that they follow the new registration process very carefully to avoid any penalties. With nearly 9 lakh Canadians affected, this rule could lead to frustration, longer processing time, and extra cost for many travelers. The Trump administration has been actively working to tighten immigration rules under the Protecting American People Against the Invasion Executive Order, which is designed to remove undocumented people from the US more quickly and make it harder for foreign nationals to overstay their visas. While the primary focus has been on illegal migration, this latest rule proves that even legal visitors are now facing tougher regulations. The US is making it very clear that they want more oversight and control over all the individuals entering the country, regardless of their nationality. For Canadians planning to visit the US for more than 30 days, it's very important to be aware of these new requirements. Visitors will need to register with the US government, undergo fingerprinting if they are over 14, and comply with all new rules to avoid hefty fines or legal trouble. While this regulation may be framed as a security measure, it raises important questions about how it will affect travel between Canada and the US over time. This new rule marks a significant shift in how Canadians are treated when visiting the US. It will discourage many from traveling for extended period, forcing some to consider alternative destinations rather than dealing with new bureaucratic hurdles. Others may find the process inconvenient but necessary to continue their business, studies, or vacation plan. Only time will tell how this will impact cross-border relation and travel permits. For now, any Canadian planning to escape the cold or conduct businesses in the US should make sure to stay informed, follow the new registration process, and avoid unnecessary legal troubles, because the penalties are simply too high to ignore.